Hey, George, and everyone, we so appreciate you participating with us tonight in this webinar to talk about the 27% Success app. We're really excited about this idea, of how do we help people change their behavior. There's no one that started into network marketing that didn't want to be successful, but how do we help them really apply the great training, the great skills that are out there to get better? So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to walk you through a few slides. I think there's only about 12 or 13 of them, so don't worry, it's not death by PowerPoint. And then we're going to actually go to a live site for one of our clients, LandCare. They're a non-network marketing industry client, so you don't have to worry about, hey, we're showing something that someone else can't see. They are in the commercial landscaping business, and they're actually doing what we call a proof of concept right now. But it's really relevant to see what they're doing. So I'm going to switch to a PowerPoint slide here and also start sharing my screen. And if you have questions or concerns, feel free to just unmute yourself and say, hey, stop just a second. So let me just tell you the partners involved with this. Of course, obviously, the Network Marketing Magazine and all the great people that are associated with that organization, including Dennis Waitley and his daughter Deborah, who are on the phone. We so appreciate having them, and Del Calvert and Max Steingard, and who knows all the other wonderful people that are involved, but so appreciate you all participating. Our partner at Blaze Performance Solutions is Enjoy Global, and they're the technology partner. And on the phone, we have Brady Teeter from their organization. He and I are just about connected at the hip. And then my business partner and co-founder, Brian Cox, is on the phone with us as well. So together, we've created this tool that we believe is going to fundamentally change network marketing in terms of the results that organizations are getting day in and day out. So I want to go back to this quote that we've all heard 1,000 times in our lives by Aristotle. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit. And what we don't want is people that join our downline, that join our organization, who do all the right things for a week, a month, a short period of time, because we know that's not what it's going to take to get results. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some effort. But so often people get disenfranchised because they're not sure really what to do. And so this tool, the 27% Success app, the tool is going to help them know exactly what to do every single day. So with that in mind, I'd like you to see the 5 steps to create sustainable change. These won't be new to any of you, but you'll see 2 colors here. What's in gray is what most organizations provide for their people all the time. Number 1, there's some company training, some development for people that we have people participate in, and we create in them, and they commit to have a desire to have some proficiency in that content. And they just want to be better. They want to be successful. And what we then do is measure the results, hoping that the results come in day and day out. And Brian and I and our other partner, David Williams, and of course, Brady Teeter, we've been working with organizations around this idea for over a decade and a half. How do you help the Walmarts, the FedExes, the Service Masters of the world get better? Well, the way you help them get better is by helping their people get better. So we bring to the table 3 and 4. Number 3, how to help people apply the daily learning for measurable results, so they can get little snippets. When I first got out of graduate school 1,000 years ago, we would go off for 5-day training. It was called immersion training, a networking training. You loved it. It was great. You met a lot of people. It was a Fortune 100 company. And then you go back to work and you're so far behind, you really didn't apply much of it. Fast forward to a few years later, people said, can we do it in a day or 2? Now people say, can we do it in 5 minutes? That's absolutely what we need to do. And that's what our app is built on, this 27% Success app, giving people just a short amount of training every day, 5 to 7 minutes, that they can apply immediately. Number 4 is have them consistently practice the activities and behaviors of success. So not only do we want them to know what to do, but we want them to do it, and do it in a way that's very visible, where they can share best practices and learn from other people. So that's really what we're focused on. It's really a simple and powerful way to solidify their belief in themselves, the distributor's competence, and confidence. And if we can help them do that, their success is going to increase. It really is a daily system of applied learning to drive sustainable, successful results. There's no one that wants to have 1 or 2 great years in network marketing. They want to have great years, great decades, great centuries, right, that last for a very long time. And that's what we're really built on, helping them do that again and again and again. So with that in mind, here's just a few of our clients. You'll recognize Toyota, NASA, Bloomingdale's, Wells Fargo, and a bunch of others. These are just a few of them that we've helped get some great results in their organization. Sometimes their goal was to improve customer experience. Sometimes their goal was to improve quality. Many times, almost every time, their goal was to improve top-line revenue, grow sales, etc. We can help with all those things, but just wanted you to see a few of the organizations that we've worked with over the last many years. Now, with that in mind, how do we help organizations grow their revenues and grow their people? Well, it's the opposite. As you grow your people, you're going to grow your revenues. We all know that. In fact, in any great network marketing organization, it really boils down to developing our people, to developing leaders. And as we develop that in them, the revenues are going to come. The performance is going to come. The growth is going to come. And we really do that in three essential ways. One, you have to make it simple. Everyone needs to know exactly what they need to do to be successful in the organization. I mean, how many times have you had someone say to you, I've called everybody I know. I don't know who to call now. How do we help them with that? Number two, make everyone's performance and activities highly visible so everyone knows what everyone else is doing. So I can learn from the great results that Jay or Jim or Deborah or Debbie or anyone is getting. And finally, we need to remind them every single day of what they need to do to achieve their goals. You see, I think what happens to most people is they forget. They forget why they're doing this. They forget why they're working on their goal. They forget their dream. And that's what we're going to remind them of every single day. So they can remember their dream. They can remember their goals. And by the way, we have a roadmap to help them get there, not a roadmap of frustration because they have these goals, but I have no idea how to get them. We're going to remind them of all the great things you've been teaching them, showing them all these years. Okay, with that in mind, the missing link is this tool, an app. Now, what I want you to understand about this app is it's available on any web-enabled device, a smartphone, a tablet, a PC, a laptop, any web-enabled device, they can access this app night or day, anytime. We built into this 1-month learning cycles that are really micro-learning, really more micro-burst learning, meaning that there are 5 to 7 minute learning sessions, and then there's gamification implementation. Now, gamification is an interesting word. Now, think about games for a minute. We've all played games that we had to endure, but there are also those games that we come back to again and again and again. And maybe for you, it's Monopoly or Scrabble or something else. For my sons, it used to be those on their iPad, those games they played on all these little electronic devices. But the fact is, any good and effective game is built on 7 principles for getting people to come back again and again. We measure progress. We have to have short and mid-range goals. There has to be rewards for the efforts. There's real-time feedback. There's elements of some uncertainty, social status, and social connectivity. Now, if you think about it, if you remember as a kid playing basketball in the neighborhood or baseball or any other game, we all goof out and often have a good time. But when someone starts keeping score, it becomes game on. It's a different part of the brain. And that's what we're going to do here. There's daily application that's simple and easy to use, and it's sticky because of gamification, neuroscience, and social media. We folded all 3 of those things. Why do people go to Facebook again and again and again and all of the other sites? Not because they're getting paid, but because of those elements that bring them back again and again. There's also some very powerful custom reporting and analytics for leaders. Now, the fact is, I think we're all leaders. And so those tools are available for anyone to see. So let's look at what the landing page looks like just in a slide here before we go to the live website in a few minutes. One more thing. Why does all of this work? Well, first of all, what we're creating in everyone is positive psychology every single day. Every single day, there's going to be a tip of the day, an idea of the day, a coaching corner of the day, something to put the brain in a positive attitude, which activates all of the learning centers. When my brain's positive, I'm open to all kinds of ideas. I'm open to all kinds of activities. When my brain's in a negative, I can't do this mode, it's amazing how we shut down. When we add that, we couple that with gamification, meaning a simple and fun way to practice the activities and behaviors to create lasting habits which help me grow my business. Everybody wants to grow their business. Everybody wants to get results. Here's what we all know. If you see a man on top of the mountain, he didn't fall there. If you see someone who's a royal diamond, they just didn't fall there. They had to do the work. I'll do the work. I just need to make sure I know what it is. And if we put together positive psychology with great learning and gamification, we have productive and successful distributors that are highly engaged and are loyal to us and our organization and help grow people and product. With that in mind, again, the Success Challenge is built on a tool that you can view on any web-enabled device. And here is just an example of what a landing page can look like. It's not what ours will be kind of customized a little bit from this. Every day it'll be a little different, but there's some daily inspiration. There's a lesson to learn. There's a chance to practice and grow. Every day we're going to ask people to commit to daily actions from the things they've learned, or commit to actions that they learned from someone else already. And they're going to check in with their team. There's a coach's corner. There's a connection where we can give high fives and shout outs. And there are wins where I can share a win that I've had today. You'll see all those here on the screen. This is very customizable in lots of ways. We're going to put in fact, we can white label this for your organization if that's something that would be important to you. But again, I'm going to save this when we go to the live site. So we'll just go into each of these sections to see a little bit more about what it looks like. By the way, we're going to create a little friendly competition. Now, I was just having a conversation with a fantastic leader in network marketing about an hour ago before this call. And he said, so Kent, how do you get people to do this? I said, well, here's first of all, we opt in. So we give people a chance to choose what are we going to do and whether we're going to do it or not. What we have found is, on average, more than 60% of the people in any organization, Fortune 100, Fortune 50, we have found that on average, more than 60% of the people opt in from the very beginning. Once you start keeping score and getting results, that number can climb to 82%. But here's what we know. In every one of our organizations, the bell curve is alive and well. Now, what I mean by that is this. On the left side of your bell curve, you've got some superstars, 5, 10, 15% of people. They're knocking it out of the park day in and day out. They're getting tremendous results. On the other end of the bell curve, you've got people that, they're along for the ride. They kind of checked out but never told anybody. What was it I heard Zig Ziglar say? It's a rut, it's a grave with no sin on it, A lot of people said that. Dennis probably said that as well. So they're in a rut. And you know what? They may not do this if we gave them a bag of gold. But the people in the middle, 60 or 70% of your organization, they want to get better. They're just not always sure how to get better. And so our goal is to move those people, move them along, help them get better. The top 15, 20%, they can do it anyway. The bottom 15 or 20%, stop wasting time on them. We're going to worry about this middle group. Now, Dale Calvert has said for a long time, and so has George and maybe others, about the 27%ers. There are at least 27% of your people who really want to do it. We just need to help them do it. And that's what this tool is meant to do, help them do that. Finally, at the very end of this 30-day cycle, there's some quick recognition where people are going to see their score. There's a recap of personal accomplishments. There's more thoughts of the day. We're going to celebrate their success. They're going to share what are 3 big wins I had in the last month as I applied this A to Z marketing learning or anything else we've got out there. They're going to share those best practices, and everybody gets to benefit. There'll also be an opportunity for people to share testimonials. So there's some quick recognition and rewards available for everybody to see. Now, I want you to see this slide. This is from LandCare. And this is a regional vice president's listing of all of his branch managers in Texas and Oklahoma. And he can see at any given moment, real time, what every one of his branch managers do. If he clicks on a branch manager, you can see the results. Now, also, what's really kind of cool is he can now see every branch, every one of his sales managers, operations managers, and branch managers. And he can see their name and their points. If he clicks on Laura Gibbs' name, he can see exactly what she's done for the last 30 days in this competition, in this game. And if you've ever wondered about what light does to performance, it dramatically increases it. Why? Because people see, hey, we're keeping the score here, and everyone can see what I'm doing. Now, these aren't the real people's names. Just so you don't have to worry, I'm seeing these people. No, these aren't the real names. And the names have been changed to protect the innocent, right? But it gives you an idea about how you can see real time what everyone is doing. Who's at the top of the leaderboard, who's at the bottom of the leaderboard, daily performance. It's really cool to see all the things that people are doing all of the time. So let's look at this actual LandCare site, this client site that's running today. Now, right now, we are in the Gamification Month. For LandCare, we last month spent a month training a group of people on customer experience. They're trying to improve customer experience. Why? Because they want to grow top-line revenue. And they can grow, they believe if they improve customer experience, they'll grow revenue. So last month, we spent an entire month training everyone in 5-minute little snippets about effective customer experience and what they can do to offer great customer experience to their customers. Every day they committed some actions. But now we have an entire month, 30 days devoted to what are they going to do about that? What are they going to do about the 5 levers of great customer experience? So with that in mind, I'm going to go to the web and open up. This is their site. This is actually month 2 in their customer service challenge. Now, let me just show you a couple of things. The first thing you're probably wondering is, how are people going to know how to use this? Well, how it works. They click right there. And they find out all of the different segments of this live site. And for example, the customer service challenge, it talks about it's going to run from June 11th to July 9th or 10th. And this is a practice month full of inspirational thoughts and videos.
Benefits of making that extra effort.
Okay. Somebody's got some other stuff going on. Thank you. Thanks for muting that, if you would. Thank you.
A KPI founder is one of just.
And then there's some daily inspiration. They talk about that and how they get some points. Check in when they're with themselves, which is when they make a daily commitment about something they're going to do about one of those 5 levers of great customer experience. It talks about points and a leaderboard, and then shout outs and digital high five. Shout outs are when you say, hey, thank you, Debbie Madu, for helping me with that thing today. It was so helpful. Or thank you, delivery team. You delivered those products to our customers really quick. Coach's Corner. This is actually, that's their CEO, Mike Bogan. He's talking about something this week around customer experience and the weekly challenge. So people, it's very easy to understand. We walk them through how to do it. How to set it up on their smartphone, right here. Here's how you set it up. We call this an app. Technically, it's not an app in that it doesn't load onto their machine, their device, their phone, their tablet, PC. What we do is create an icon on that device. When they click the icon, it goes straight to the web. So you don't have to worry about IT issues. You don't have to worry about, gumming up somebody's phone. We show them how to do it. It's really very easy to do. If I can do it, I assure you that they can do it. There's also a leaderboard. We'll look at that in a second. So let's go to the dashboard. Let's look to see what this really looks like real time today. So daily inspiration. If we click on that, in our example here, this might have been some daily inspiration from Dennis Waitley. It might have been from a lot of people, but this is one they pulled from Daniel Goleman about if you're tuned out of your own emotions, you'll be poor at reading them in other people. They're trying to remind people, as you're working with customers, as you're working with our clients, as you're working with your own employees, make sure you have your own emotional health in check, and you're thinking about where you are so you can focus on them. When you read and submit it, you earn 10 points. You can also share it with anyone else on your team if you want to, or anyone else for that matter. Check in with yourself. This is where we're going to apply the learning. So in this case, we've got 5 levers around, 5 levers around great customer experience from the book Customers Love You that they're studying about customer experience. And every day they want every employee to remind themselves from People Love You by Jeb Blunt, what are these 5 levers of great customer experience? Now think about it. If every one of the people in your organization every day reviewed the top 5 things to help them be successful and chose to do just one of those things, would their success improve? Think about it. At the end of the year, that'd be 365 discrete activities they've done to be more successful at growing their business, at growing your business. And so right here, there's actually a drop-down menu where I can select one of those 5 things, or I can put in something else. And then I write in a sentence, today I am going to ... When I click that, I get 20 points for clicking that. By the way, you can also see what I put in there. You can see what I said I'm going to do about this great training I've just had from A to Z network marketing or whatever else it is. Shout outs. This is where I write in and say, thanks to George Madu for all his help today getting ready for this program. And now I hit enter and it uploads straight. And you know what's interesting? I get points for giving a shout out or a high five to someone else. Now I'm going to erase that because they're going to wonder at LandCare, what is that? Well, look at this. This is Paul Euler, a person in their organization who gave a shout out to Ronnie. Shout out to Ronnie for knocking out a majority of our weekly punch list items. Her Melinda said, shout out to Tom Carson for going out to check out a leak at a property yesterday. Remember, these are people in the commercial landscaping business. There are 5,000 employees. This is the proof of concept, which we're doing with 44 leaders in Oklahoma and Texas. We're doing it all over the country, but this is one group that we're doing this with in Oklahoma and Texas, and they're giving each other high fives. Now, to the left of that, you'll see the points. And look, Macy Wollenberg, since Monday of last week, has earned 795 points for the activities that she's done. If I want to know exactly what she's done, I just click on that button and I can see. If I want to see the top 20 people, here are the top 20 people. Now, some organizations want everyone listed. But now there's no question about is David Williams or Joe Robinson or Steve Shriver or Quentin Cook or any of these people. These are the real people here, what they're doing and the points that they've earned. Now, here's what's really cool. Since Monday of last week, so what is that, 9 days now? Since Monday of last week, look at this. Those 44 people in this group have done 1,117 actions. Now, if you do the math real quick, that's several actions a day that every single one of them are doing to grow customer experience, which is their goal, right? Below that, we have a coach's corner. And this is actually Mark Hopkins, their regional vice president. And he's got a little short blurb in here about customer experience. He said, how do you want a client of LandCare to receive an exceptional service? What do you see in here? And then he has some ideas. You see renewal increases expected and accepted. You see a high level of enhancement opportunities arrive. And when I read that and submit it, I get 10 points. Just to the right of that is literally a TED Talk. And this TED Talk is from a gentleman in Ireland. I forget his name right now, Julian Treasure. He's going to talk about 5 ways to listen better. If I'm going to give great customer service, if I'm going to grow my downline, if I'm going to help my distributors be better, I probably need to be a better listener. So one of the things we have every single week is 1 or 2 or 3 of these TED Talks, and they could be TED Talks from the greats, you know, Dennis Whaley, Dale Calvert, Big Al, Max Steingardner, anybody. We've got all those out there to pull in here to remind people. Remember, keeping the positive stuff in their brains. Just a little challenge, a little reminder, a little, hey, you can do this. Here's some ideas to help you get better today, tomorrow, this week. And if I've got a win I want to share, now look at this one. This is a kind of an interesting one right here. Eric Light said, just got approval for, yeah, I lost it, went too quick. But if I want to click and see all these share wins, I can see all the share wins right here that everyone's putting in this last 9 days where had a customer text and say the crew was doing an outstanding job from Steve Shriver. That's going to go to his crew. Thank you for what you're doing. So, again, once again, we're creating visibility around activities and behaviors that drive the results we all want to have. So, how it works, leaderboard there. If we just click on the leaderboard, I think we are looking at the leaderboard. It shows us 1,117 total challenge actions that happened since Monday of last week. 183 of those were shout-outs. 128 were 5 levers practice. Those are those 5 levers for improved customer experience, and share a win 63 times. And again, we can see the top 10 people, or even go to top 20, or some organizations want to be able to see everybody, which we really like for that. So that's the live site. We probably have questions. We'll get to those in just a second. So let's look at what we're talking about here. So this is the picture again of the recognition and reward day. At the end of those 30 days where people have been doing training, we've been practicing, we've been playing a game, right? We've gamified the activity where we have progress and goals and feedback and uncertainty and social status. Now we're going to see what people have done. And you can see very visibly, what, as we just saw a minute ago, the shout outs, the wins, etc. One of the things I find people really like is this part right here, and I'm going to enlarge it. The personal report. We find that the first thing people want to do at the end of every 30 days is print out their own personal report. Their personal report says, here's what I did, here's what I learned, here are the wins, here are the high fives I gave, here are the high fives I received, and the shout outs I received. We find that people really like to know, hey, what did people say about me? What did I say about other people? We also ask people to put in 3 wins they had doing this challenge. 3 things they learned, 3 things they accomplished. Here's what's really cool about that. Along the bottom, I can see all the other wins that everybody else had. Sorry, I need a little drink there. So that's what they're going to see at the end of every 30 days when we do this quick reward and recognition day before we start the process again. So with that in mind, what's the call to action? What are we telling you? Well, this is the 27% offer for the 27% Success app. Number 1, we're saying become a monthly 27% Success member for $27 a month and receive what? Well, we believe in this so much that the first month is 97 cents. Try us out. Try us out. At the end of the month, if it wasn't worth it, leave. It only costs you 97 cents. Talk about a low barrier to entry. Number 2, you're going to get Dale Calvert's A to Z network marketing. And Dale's created more 5, 6, and 7-figure income earners than any other system. That normally alone is $497. All of the A to Z marketing training is included at no charge. By the way, we'll do the first 18 months will be devoted. That main learning will be Dale Calvert's A to Z network marketing. Now, there will be these other coaches' corners, tips of the day, thoughts of the day. You're going to come from many of the other greats that are out there. Gosh, there's so many of them out there that we can learn from. You'll also get Max Steingart's Endless Free Leads, the social network media training system. And, how do you find leads on LinkedIn and Facebook and everywhere else? And those are so essential to the success of your business today, especially for millennials, but for all of us, how to use those great social networking systems to create more leads. That's included at no charge. Only $397 just for that training. And that training will happen ongoing in the app as well. And finally, the first 10,000 new monthly 27% Success members to the magazine, we will include this 27% Success app, which, by the way, is normally $27 a month for the app alone with nothing else, just the app at no charge for as long as they maintain their membership. So, a lot of things that come with this app, a lot of great tools that people can access again and again and again. So, what do you do next? Well, you can get all 10,000 for your people, for your downline, for your organization, or try it with 1,000. Call or email George tonight at george@thenetworkmarketingmagazine.com. There's his cell phone number. We had one of his people that he's close with call me earlier today about some questions. And if you want to talk to me, reach out to George and he'll connect you with me as well. So, what questions can we answer about the app, about the training, about whatever? Looking forward to hearing from you, your questions about, hey, anything about this. George, anything you'd add in the meantime, or anybody else?
Yeah, great job, Kent.
Thank you.
One of the things that I want to emphasize is the fact that you all got an email from me. We end up tracking. We literally track where the new members come from. So at the bottom of the email, I asked you to sign up for an affiliate link. And what that does is we're going to create emails that you could send out to your people, the same one or a different one every month. But we put in the 2 hot links in that 6-line email, it's not an epic novel, your affiliate code in there so that we know where it's come from. Now, as far as an affiliate code, that signifies that there's compensation, and there's 2 things that come up. I don't want to make money off of my people, or wow, that's great, How much? All right. The how much is 10% ongoing residually. So it just keeps on accumulating. When you end up giving your affiliate code to others, you make a 5% override. I've got people that say, no, 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 I'd rather not make the money, but I know that you've just started a 501c3 nonprofit that the network marketing magazine is sponsoring, and I want to give whatever my earnings to Business for Vets. So either way, we're going to take whatever comes from your efforts and we're going to put it in a pile, and it's either going to be a compensation to you, or it's going to be a tax deductible monthly letter that comes from us that you can use with your friend, the Uncle Sam, at the end of the year. So so go to the bottom of the email that I sent you, and that's a place where you could go ahead and sign up for affiliate, or just email me or call me. I'm easy to find. So does anybody have any questions?
Hey, Roy, I see you raise your hand.
Thank you. This has so many features. One of the things that really strikes me, and this is based on a conversation I had with one of the leading human development organizations in the world, they said when they go out and talk with students, when they say, hey, we've got a great career opportunity, kids turn off from that because they've seen their parents involved in careers they hate, and they don't want to talk about that. And so they say, what do you want to talk about? And it comes back with, I want to know how to have a voice in life. And to me, one of the greatest advantages that this program offers is to give a voice to people. They can shout out to someone who's thanked them. They can say, this is what I learned from this delivery by George or by Dennis, and I'm going to do this. And all of a sudden, what happens now is that their confidence increases, and they can invite others to come in and participate in a program that gives them an authentic voice. And I think with that, there's tremendous influence and motivation that comes from that. So congratulations, Kent and George. This is great.
Thanks, Leroy. Thank you. Other questions? By the way, where you're thinking about that, let me just say a couple of things I think are really important for you to think about your organization. Number one, we will send you the recording of this webinar, just like the recordings that George sent you before, so you can share it with anybody you want to. We will also send you the slides if you'd like, that you can look at and share with people if you'd like to use that as well. So we'll send you the other thing is, we've already had some people ask, can you do a webinar for just my team? We'd be absolutely happy to do that. So after you leave tonight, if you want us to do one of these for your team, happy to do it. Again, you'll get the recording and some slides that could help, but we're more than happy to do that to help you be successful. I think about this idea of the first day. No one starts a new job. No one starts in a network marketing that doesn't want to be successful. Everyone wants to be successful. Now, sometimes we have people who may think they won the network marketing lottery, as George likes to say, and they're going to walk to the mailbox and it's just going to show up. But we know this, that nothing that's worth doing is easy. Now, maybe not everything that's hard is worth doing, as Les Brown says. Just because it's hard doesn't mean it's worth doing. But for sure, if it's worth doing, it's probably going to be hard. What we're trying to do is make it a little easier by giving people a path to follow day in and day out, but help remind them of their goals, why they did this, why they got involved. I want to make a difference. I want to send my kids to college. I want to pay off my house. I want to leave that stinking job I hate. I don't know what it is. We're going to help them do that. That's why they came to be involved with your organization. We're just saying we've got some tools that can help make it a little more consistent and take a little bit of heat off you, a little bit of heavy lifting off you, trying to grow and develop these people day in and day out. You can tell I'm not very excited about this, George. Sorry.
I have a question.
Please, Debbie.
When will it be ready for the network marketing magazine to use? Are you with our training and whatnot?
Well, the go live date is the commitment was originally August 1st. We're working on those details right now, but it'll be available this summer. It'll be available very soon. So there's still some details that got to be worked out in terms of getting the training loaded in there and et cetera, et cetera. But it's going to be available very, very soon. So people want to get in the queue so they can have it as soon as it's available. In the meantime, until it's up and going, they'll still have access to Dale Calvert's A to Z network marketing training, Max Steingart's free lead. All that's going to be out there, plus 12 and a half years of subscriptions and articles by more than 200 great authors, superstars in the network marketing industry that are available as soon as they subscribe, and the app will be up and soon ready to go.
Okay. And also, do you do training on how to use the app?
Well, actually, what we found, Debbie, is that if we go back to the live website, that we found that the vast majority of the people, let's back up here, when we walk them through how it works right here, they're really simple, easiest steps. Surely we're happy to have conversations. If they get stuck, they can reach the tech support and ask a question as well. So we found that I would say over 99% of the people, as long as they can read directions, will get it and say, okay, here's what it is. Here's tech support if I get stuck, and here's how to load it on my smartphone. But we're also absolutely happy to have some webinar training for your downline if that would be helpful.
Okay.
We find that about 5 or 10 minutes, people get it pretty easily. Once they get it loaded on their phone or their tablet or PC and they go to it, they go, oh, that's pretty doggone simple. Wow, that's amazing how simple that is. So that's what we've tried to do, make it very, very user-friendly. Thanks for asking that.
Okay.
This is Leroy. I have another question for George and Kent, and this is based on the writings of Clayton Christensen, who's recently written a book called Competing Against Luck. He says, ask yourself the question, why would people hire your company? Mm-hmm. And I know you've emphasized that, but when people go out to buy a drill, they don't buy the drill because they want a 1/4-inch drill. They buy the drill because they want a 1/4-inch hole.
That's right.
And so maybe George and Kent, why would someone hire this 27%er?
I'll take that. My friend Dale Calvert and I have known each other for years. In the last 4 or 5 years, we've really had a deep discussion of where this industry is going. And unfortunately, it's been hijacked by scam artists, quite frankly, and get rich quick BS artists. And as Dale puts it, it's like it's a game. It's a game. But this is not a game. This is for serious people that want to build a business, want to build a successful business, and want to be the top in their company, no matter what company it is. So the whole mindset of the 27%er, whether or not it's with the 3,000 articles in our magazine that can be sorted by subject matter, or the brand new 27%er success app. This is not geared for 70%ers that think they bought a network marketing lottery ticket. This is for the serious people, the 27%ers. As a matter of fact, I talk to company owners and large leaders, and they say to me, it's almost like finding a needle in a haystack, identifying my 27%ers. I know I got them in my group, but how do you identify them? And I said, well, we're going to give you this 27%er package between the magazine and the app, and it's going to literally be like a metal detector that draws out those needles. And when you get a person, when we do a presentation or an email, and what you see up here right now, let me tell you something, 97 cents. If I told my organization, look, put out $1, you're going to get $900 back in real training. If you don't believe it, go to their store. That's what they sell it for. And they say to you, well, let me think about it. That's your first clue that they're a 70%er. That doesn't make them a bad person or anything else. It just makes them a person that you don't want to be wasting a lot of time on. You want to be concentrating on the 27%ers. And so like what you said, Leroy, is that our 3/4 inch hole is to find the people that really want to become the next leaders in the industry, and that's what we're in the business for, is creating leaders, as both Kent and my friend Dale puts it so aptly. And we give them the tools so that they will become leaders and very, very successful people in whatever company that they belong to, right? Faster and more solidly than anything else that's available in this industry. That's why I say it's a game changer. I mean, we could send our people to a week-long, weekend conference, for $5,000, and the one that's really winning big time is the guy putting it on. Or our people can, for $27, the cost of 3 fancy coffees at Starbucks, and have the major guide part to success in their business. So that's our 3/4 inch hole.
Thank you.
Thanks, George.
Anybody else? Well,
Can I ask another question? When you get the app and you get a login, I imagine.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And then do you invite people? Like, do you go into like groups of people, or you just join one big app?
The 27% Success app will be a big app, Debbie, where you're with all the other 27%ers. If we have organizations who say they want to do their own version, which George has already had people approach him about that, then it could be just their organization. But for everyone else,
just kind of feeding off other people, and
yeah.
Okay.
Cross-pollination is amazingly powerful. In fact, I mean, I hear Dennis says something, and I thought, oh, that makes me think of something else. Or I see, Dennis says something, oh, I'm going to try that. And that's the idea. They see what other people are doing. It's amazing how that cross-pollination helps grow my confidence and competence in, new ideas, better ideas as I reach out to people again and again. So I'll remind you, reach out to George. We'd be happy to send you the recording of this webinar, the slides as well. We're happy to do one of these for your team if you would like. Let us know how we can be of help. We know that this is going to change the results your people are getting. Why? Because if we can just get them to do 1 or 2 things every day consistently. I'll end with this story. My youngest son's getting a degree in mechanical engineering from a great private university right now. And when he started kindergarten, the night before, he had a lot of concerns. He had 2 older siblings, my daughter and son older than him, and he was concerned about starting school and so on and so forth. That last night, Sunday night, before school started the next day, he comes down to the kitchen with his toothbrush with 7 carefully laid layers of toothpaste. You can tell he's going to be an engineer. He says, Dad, am I good for the week? I'm kind of concerned getting up in the morning. I figure if I brush this much tonight, I want to brush the rest of the week and make it easier to get up and get out the door. It's one less thing I have to do. And I said, son, I applaud your creativity, but the fact is you're going to have sweaters on your teeth by Wednesday. And that's what we're talking about here. We can't afford for people to brush their teeth once a week. We can't afford for them to do something great in their network marketing business once a week. We need them to do a little bit every single day. We can help them do that. We can help them do the right things. We can create visibility around it and appreciation for what other people are doing. And you know what? It's going to be amazing that a few years later, that son's going to be on a full ride scholarship in mechanical engineering at a great private university because he did a little bit every single day. And that's what we're talking about here, how to help our people be the superstars they were meant to be, they want to be, they started out to be. We just want to give them the tools to help them do it every day just a little bit. Thank you for participating with us tonight.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Kevin. Thanks, Leroy. George, anything else you'd say, brother?
Yeah, I'm just going to end with this. I'm here for you. I made a commitment to pay the developers, both Enjoy and Blaze, myself, for the first 10,000 people that join the monthly membership. All right. That's how much I believe in this system. I believe that those people will quickly be rising stars in their company. And so it's like playing basketball. This is a jump ball, you know. The first person, the first organization, the first groups that end up participating in this 10,000 that I'm paying for will get it. And so my strong suggestion again is to, you know, fill out the little form for the affiliate so we can identify your activity. We will send you an email, and I am here for the rest of the week, but especially tonight and tomorrow. If anybody has any further questions or wants to, you know, just, you know, pepper us with you know, your particular situation. So again, I feel blessed having my friends on with us, and I appreciate each and every one of you. And Ken Vaughn, thank you so much. I love being partnered with you.
I did too. Thank you much, George. Thanks for everybody being here. We appreciate you investing an hour of your time tonight. We know the time at night's an important time for you and your family, so thank you for investing an hour with us. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.
Good night now.
Thanks, Kent. Great job.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Brady.